So, how we grow: practical teaching, providential relationships, private disciplines. The fourth one is personal ministry. This is where you serve others. And you can see by our cards, we have a bunch of things listed under personal ministry. Let me read you some of the things that are listed. It could be a short-term mission trip. For most, it's weekly serving in a ministry at Northridge. For others, it's leading a children's small group, leading an adult community group, being a youth leader, working at one of our city outreach partners through Northridge Serves. There's an amazing thing that happens. All of these cards are all about ways that people serve others, but that way of serving ends up benefiting the one doing the serving. Isn't that crazy? The situation I grew up in, the church I grew up in, I already mentioned I didn't have a whole lot of practical teaching. Used to feel a lot of guilt about that, like something was wrong with me. I did have providential relationships. I had some private disciplines, but the big one that stood out to me was personal ministry. That my parents just brought me up, the way it just kind of worked in our church and the way my parents raised me is I was, from the time I was probably in junior high, on a weekly basis serving in our church. And God used that way more than practical teaching. And he used it even more than private disciplines for me in junior high and high school. And he probably used it equally to providential relationships to change me. And some of you know this. You work a job, but you serve like crazy. And we thank you, and when we do, you say, no, thank you. Why? Because you reach out to serve other people, and God uses it to change you. And if your serving isn't changing you, then maybe you're not being stretched enough. I don't know. That's one of the things I love about Northridge Church is that we try to make it as easy as possible for your children to serve. And there's some ministries kids can't serve. You have to be 12, I think, to officially serve in one of our ministries. If they're under 12, find something that you could take them with you. That's one of the things I love about our campuses, is it opens up a whole new avenue when you're talking about setup and tear down. And I love going to the Greece campus and the Webster campus when I see families, mom, dad, and children serving together. If you're 12 or older, there's a way you can serve, your children can serve in our church without you right there. Once they get into high school, I think juniors and seniors in high school can actually lead a community group of children from High Point. I think junior high and above can be an assistant leader. But you want your children, you want your teenager to grow in Christ. Can I just give you a hint? Fusion, Nitro, absolutely. Sunday mornings, of course. Youth trips, please. But don't forget serving. Because as they sit around that circle with second grade boys or fourth grade girls, God will use that not just to change those boys or girls in that circle talking about the lesson they heard. God will use it to change them. Serving. This is especially true when you use your spiritual gift, a way God has wired you. If you can nail it that you're serving in a way that matches your spiritual gift, it definitely helps you grow.